Hello everybody and welcome to the first Film Tip Fridays on my channel, Zomboy Productions. So today we're going to be learning how to do a Paranormal Activity sort of found footage effect, with the blinking red recording light and the staticky footage, all that good stuff, all the stuff that really makes found footage films somewhat scary. So first, what you want to do is you're going to want to find some footage. Find footage that has, it can be shaky, it can, handheld, or it could be on a tripod. Just don't use, very cinematic footage, a very cool angle, because that's not realistic. You wouldn't have a found footage camera just, at a perfectly, focused, artsy, looking shot. So I've got right here from Citizen 51, at this time, not released yet, but I'm pretty sure it should be up by the time this video is uploaded, but as of now, when I'm filming this, it is still in editing. Just some little touches left. But anyway, that's not the focus of this video. Now, Citizen 51 is a found footage style movie, so I picked a scene from it, and it is all handheld, so it really adds to that found footage sort of feel. So first off, what you want to do is go into the effects tab in Final Cut Pro. Make sure you're on all video and audio, or just all. It doesn't really matter. You could be on video or audio. Well, the audio effects we're going to use obviously are going to be in the audio, and the video effects you're going to be using are in the video, so yeah. So anyway, first what we're going to do is we're going to type in Camcorder. Now, what you want to do is, if you're new to Final Cut Pro, to place an effect, you just drag and drop it. So, you can see it loaded the camcorder. And now, our footage, let me just get rid of the volume for that, you don't need to hear it, you can see that we now have a blinking red light, a battery icon, sort of like the window in a camera, as if you were using a camcorder. And I'm actually not sure what this thing is. I think it's representing a videotape, or I'm not really sure. But anyway, it looks like a camera, like you're recording from a handheld camera. So this is really good, just simple. And if this is all you want, then stop watching this video. This is all you need. But if you really want to take it a step further with static, maybe more precise details, if you go over to the video in your inspector, so if your inspector's closed, just click this button right here. So then it should inspect this clip, make sure it's highlighted like that. So as you can see here, you can actually edit the text of the REC to say RIP or death, die, all sorts of cool stuff. But let's just keep it at REC for now. And you can actually adjust the opacity of the film thing. I don't know if you want it to fade out or whatever you want. You can adjust the size of the recording thing. And if you ever make a change you don't want, if you're on Mac, just do Command Z. Yeah, so it'll bring it back to where it was. So yeah, if you want to make it bigger, you can. If this part's cool. If you really want to symbolize maybe a ghost in the room or an alien, sometimes it's rumored that they affect technology and stuff like that. You can actually adjust the battery length to make it die or lessen. It's not gonna track it going down, so it has to be separate clips. If you want it to look like it's progressively getting lower, for instance, if I want the battery to lessen right after here, then I would just press B, and you have your little blade here, and you're going to split up the clip. So now this recording effect is totally separate from this clip's recording effect. So now you can lower the battery level a little bit, and when you play the clip over, it'll look like this. I'll just skip here. Look like this. So we see we have the full battery, flashing lights, all creepy, and then battery lessens, all on a simultaneous clip. So yeah, that's just for the effect of making a battery sort of die towards the end of the movie. It could be cool. And over here, if you don't want the camera to be recording, you can turn off the little REC with the red dot. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And you can add more kind of like scan lines, like to make it seem more like old or retro, or like technically like, I don't know, ruined or something wrong with it. So yeah, let's just put that back to normal. So yeah, you can do that all right in your video section right here. So let's say you want this footage to be night vision. You want it to be that green color. And so you might think, oh, there's probably an effect for that. If you look, there actually is. And you can drag it right on top. So now, it's just loading. So now you're like freaking out, probably, or like, where's my record thing? Why is it binoculars? Don't freak out. Same place before, the inspector, make sure you're on the clip, make sure you've clicked on it so it can pop up. And if you scroll down, make sure effects is showing everything. It should. And yeah, you should see it here. And you can change the scope to actually none. So now you have your recording along with your night vision. Now you have a night vision camera. You can also, I don't know, make things give off a more brighter like density or whatever that's called. Yeah, that's just if you want to do like infrared, maybe like a predator looking around, if you're doing something like that. So yeah, put that back to normal. Yeah, so you can make the size is for if you're doing a shape, like the scope. So it doesn't do anything if you're just on none. For overlays, that just kind of makes maybe like a target if you were doing maybe like a sniper, something like that. You have overlay 1 and 2. That could actually be really cool, and the numbers kind of move around, so that's actually cool. I actually didn't know that until now, but yeah, so we both learned something. So yeah, we have that, and let's just change it back to none. Actually, I'll show you what ellipse looks like. I guess it's that. I don't really see why you'd be using that. Maybe for like a mask or something, but yeah. Oops. Yeah, you can move it around. That's what I was trying to do. Computer just glitched a little bit, froze. So you can also adjust the grain to make it the night vision more like, you know, like gritty and dark, and it makes it look really scary. So yeah, let's keep it at that because that looks awesome. And now you can see that the recording is gone. You can barely see it. So just bring this up. I think from before we had it lower, so that was my fault. Sorry, but yeah. So sadly, the night vision kind of interferes with the recording, but it still gives off a pretty nice effect. You may be able to fix that in Motion 5, but that's a separate application you'll have to get. I believe it's like $49.99 to like $50. It's actually really cool. You can do some pretty sweet effects, and it works hand in hand with Final Cut. So I definitely recommend it, and I'll be covering some stuff in that in other Film Tip Fridays. So yeah, anyway. So right now we have your night vision found footage recording thing, and that, it looks pretty sick. So you can't really, you can also make it brighter if you want for your night vision. So yeah, I highly advise you film the original footage in a well-lit environment, because the night vision isn't actually night vision. It just puts a green tint on the actual footage. So yeah. So after that, you may want to add some like static, maybe like grain, some more grain. So what you're going to do is in your effects little menu, type in grain. Oh, actually no, not grain. Sorry, my bad. You can use that grain, but what we want is add noise. Now noise is basically pretty much grain. It's just called noise. I really don't know the exact difference. It looks the same pretty much. So let's just put that in both clips. So you don't really see much of a difference, but if you scroll down here, you can change the type of noise. So let's just raise the amount so you can really see what grain is. See, it gives it that hard to see, creepy looking like static you might see on an old TV, maybe in like Poltergeist or something like that. So yeah, so you can adjust the amount of that. But let me just show you the different like versions. You can have white, which is more traditional like TV, Gaussian, seems a little less like intruding, but still pretty big. Blue noise, I think it just changes the colors a bit, reduces banding. I don't really know what banding is, but something to do with colors. And this pink noise, you can kind of see a lot more. Yeah, like that's really trippy. That's really weird. So yeah, let's change it back to TV static. So you can change the opacity to make it less like intruding with your footage. You can even, using the same trick from before with the recording, you can start it. You can cut the clip where you want it to change static, and then go to the sorry, my computer. Then on the second clip you split it from, you can actually make it more visible, and you can see the difference. Hang on. Seems like, yeah, so you see here that we have this type of grain. And then since we split the clip and changed what the other one looks like, you will see that it switches over to your other settings, which you set on the second clip. So unfortunately, I don't know why it isn't showing. Oh, I don't think I changed much. It doesn't seem to be showing very well, but let me try it again. Oh, there we go. So now you can see the difference. If it starts off really staticky, then maybe the ghost leaves or the alien leaves or whatever, and then it starts to lessen. So yeah, again, it's a nice quick way to make it seem like the static is depleting or going away. Monochrome, I'm not exactly sure what that does. Doesn't really seem to do anything when I check it. If you can list that in the comments, maybe tell me what that means. I'm really not sure, but without it, you still get a really good effect like this. So let's say you want to go even farther with making this realistic, like staticky footage. Well, what you want to do is you're gonna take your menu and open up the transitions. So just click this like little, kind of looks like a glass where like the sand falls down, but it's symbolizing a transition. And you're just gonna type in, I believe it's static, yes, and you'll get what looks like almost like if you changed a TV channel or something shut off abruptly, like electronically. So what you're gonna do with this is find where two clips meet, and you're just gonna drag it in there, and it's gonna cut away some of your clip because it uses it for the static. There are ways to kind of adjust that. Not really sure how, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue unless the clip on the other side is really small. So yeah. So basically, when you put that there, it puts a transition, and it goes like this. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and you can actually put a bunch of them in your clip, and so it looks like your clip keeps getting like interrupted by static. And then just add a static sound effect from your music, download one from iTunes or the internet and convert it to iTunes like an MP3, and it should be here in your music in iTunes. So yeah, you can also maybe find, they don't really have great ones here, like, the volume is off, I'll just show you, like, they're like, their static isn't that great, so I think you're better off either making a static noise with your mouth while recording audio. So just to record audio. If I spelled record wrong. Yeah, open, record voiceover, sorry. Yeah, so just do that and make a sound or download one from the internet. But now with these two static things, you have one there, and then in the middle of the clip you have another one that just makes a static like that. So yeah, and you can actually change the style. I prefer the second style B, because it kind of like it goes like that. It's a lot more like quicker, I think, and more effective like than the other one, and it blends a little better. So yeah, and you can I guess choose how it curves in and stuff. So that's all based on your preference. Sorry guys, I actually forgot to put this in the original video. It's a really cool effect. I want to show you all. So I'm just going to edit it in right here. So yeah, basically, so we have our footage with the recording thing. And another way to actually make it all like static is, for your effects, type in, I believe it's called, yeah, it's Censor. And it's in effect, so it's in your effects thing. Just drag it onto your clip, and it's, at first, you're gonna get like a little circle that like censors. It's meant for like censoring, you know, explicit things or covering brands. And you'll notice that it only goes over certain things it's on. So this can also be used if you want a certain thing whenever it looks at the camera to be pixely. If you go in your inspector, you can actually change it to blur or even darken, or a rectangle of darken, I guess. I prefer pixelate for a glitchy static. So yeah, you can actually, aspect ratio, you can make the edges, you know, intrude a little more, like kind of like carry on over, like leak. But what's really cool is if you can turn the radius so it fills the entire screen, and you have an extremely pixelated looking shot. So this can be used when the monster, ghost, alien is really close and the technology is being really like interfered with. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the original video. So yeah, that's actually pretty much all you can really do for, oh wait, I can't believe I forgot. To further enhance everything, you can actually add some audio effects like radio. The radio effects are really good. They make it sound really staticky and stuff like that. So let me just give you an example of the vintage radio. Yeah, so you can hear like it really takes your audio and it changes it. And of course, if you click your clip, it should appear in the inspector and go to audio, and it should have the vintage radio effect, and you can change the different types of vintage radios, change the amount, like listen to it now. Yeah, so that's pretty much how you change the audio to make it a little more staticky. Alien also sounds really good. I'm not going to show you, but it's right there. So you just drag and drop those there. They can also be applied to like actual sound effects. So if you have like an air pressure blast, you can actually take Alien or any audio and drag it on there, and it should change how it sounds like that. So yeah, that is actually pretty much how you make a Paranormal Activity kind of scene in Final Cut Pro X. So basically we just used a bunch of effects, filter-like effects, transitions, camcorder, all sorts of that kind of stuff. And of course you can add any other effects you want, because there's some really good effects in Final Cut Pro X. There's like aged paper, aged film. If you combine these, you can really get a really good effect, because there's bad TV you can also use, which can make it a little more staticky. Bokeh, random, which can add like ghostly orbs if you want to do that. So yeah, oh, black and white too, if you want something cool. So yeah, that is how you make a paranormal activity scene in Final Cut Pro X. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you want more. I have a bunch more planned. I really hope you learned something from this. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I will answer them as soon as I can. And I should have another video for Film Tip Fridays up next Friday. I'm going to try to do it every Friday. There may be some weeks where it's not on a Friday. It may not be uploaded that week, but you know, I'm going to try. And I hope you enjoy this series, and I hope you can make your own creepy paranormal activity scene. And alright, so make sure to subscribe, like, comment, do all that kind of cool stuff. Share the video. It means a lot. All your comments mean a lot. I want to hear your feedback. Make sure to check out our homemade horror movies. Look out for Citizen 51, which should be out by the time this is up. And that's it.